Well, good morning and welcome. This is the Patriot Radio News Hour. We're having some technical issues, and we're trying to resolve that. Joe should be coming in very shortly here, and we'll kick the show off in Joe style as we do every morning. The number to call for gold and silver is 800-951-0592, gold and silver. And we're going to be talking about quite a few things today, Joe. Go ahead and see if it's working for you.
Yeah, can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, you definitely sound like you're on the phone line. But we'll if you're good for a minute, I'm going to try to resolve the issue. If you're good.
Okay, yeah, I've got it from here. So
okay.
A little technical difficulty. Welcome to Tuesday. Obviously. Again, a lot of things for us to talk about today. We've got gold and silver rallying again as a lot of distraction, with Venezuela and, of course, all the, the other potential places that the United States may or may not go, but the markets, the precious metals in copper today hit another all-time record high as the physical markets continue to pressure these paper markets. Everywhere around the world, the price for physical much higher than what these paper markets are saying, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of end in sight in this. This is just simply supply and demand. Very, very much like when we look at inflation here in the United States, we really don't have a clear picture because, a couple of different things. First off, they have convinced us that it's okay to lie, right? And they come up with these really scientific, mathematical formulas that somehow say inflation isn't as bad as what it really is because, if beef's too expensive, you'll buy chicken or pork, but you know what? If they're all going up, it really doesn't matter. And of course, that's just one example. Another, the amount of subsidies that are given by government, and I'm not just talking about federal government, state and local governments that really hide the true cost of what things are. We really notice that in healthcare, right? And all of a sudden, some of these subsidies that were put in place during COVID, the second they're removed, everyone's healthcare doubles and triples, right? And that was being hidden from us. We have that same issue when it comes to the commodities markets, right? When we're looking at paper versus physical, the paper markets have always been used to try to manipulate the price. And again, I don't want to sit there and say the paper markets are terrible. They're not. They're very useful when they are used properly. Unfortunately, they've allowed for, as an example, hey, we're going to allow paper contracts that far exceed any amount of silver available anywhere in the world for the next 20 years, right? An overwhelming amount. And it's now gotten to the point where I didn't think margin calls or I would say margin requirements, raising margins was going to work this time. This is a trick that they used, go back during the financial crisis. Silver got to 50. Gold got to almost 1,900. They used margin requirements to rein those in. In other words, hey, we're not going to let you go long, and we're going to make you pay more to take an educated gamble or risk as to where the price is going to go. And then, of course, you see these huge moves in gold and silver. You know, think about silver this year, right? Gold the last 2 years. And the reason is it's really simple. The paper cover-up can no longer work. The COMEX has raised margin requirements 3 times in the last 3 weeks, and it's had no effect. Why? Because the demand, the need for the physical metal is now to the point where it is overwhelming the market. There's not enough physical gold and silver out there. Throw copper into it now. When we get back, we're going to get you an update. I'll let you know what the markets are doing. And more news. I got more news about premiums coming up next. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Tuesday. Let's take a quick look at the market. So we had a good day yesterday, apparently taking out Maduro. The markets loved it. The Dow's up another 200. We're over 49,000. The S&P's up 13, almost 7,000. The Nasdaq's up 26. Guys, I'm going to tell you, it's still going to go up. It is. The difference is things that are real are going to go up a lot more as the amount of money that needs to be printed. It's really getting pretty scary. Look at the 10-year note, almost 420 today. Just telling everybody, go ahead. By the way, ready for this? Guys, we're going to lower rates again. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
Rates are going to go down. The dollar is going lower, much lower than people think, but all eyes on the yen. The 10-year note exploding higher. They didn't want to go above 2, almost a 2.15 now this morning. The 30-year note on the Japanese yen, approaching 4% here. They're trying to keep the yen below 160. It's right now at 157, and it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter where it starts, right? We're going to have, ready? This is going to be simple for everybody. There's going to be a bond market crisis. And what's that? What does that mean, bond market crisis? We're going to have a debt crisis. What we're going to have. And it appears that it's going to be a sovereign debt crisis, which is even worse than what we saw during the financial crisis, which makes sense, right? Why am I saying, well, gosh, that makes sense? The financial crisis, heck, the debt, we were not, I'm talking about the whole thing. Go all the way to 2011, 2012, when they finally, we've got our arms around this. And of course, they lied about how much money they really spent. But the debt, what are we talking about, 10 trillion? 10? We're bumping up on 40. And by the way, no end in sight. Right? The Treasury, don't forget, the Treasury told us right before Christmas, by the way, we're going to have to increase the size of the bond auctions again in 2026. And of course, whether it's Japan or Germany or France or where, it doesn't matter where it starts. It's coming. They already know it. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. And this is just the big game that they're playing. Let's take a look at precious metals. Gold's up 30, 44.80, closing in again at a new all-time record high. By the way, up $272 in the last 30 days. Yeah. Up 70% in a year. Yeah. Silver, ready? I keep telling you, you guys obviously hate money. That's the only thing I can possibly believe is you hate making money. You must hate it.
Yeah.
We've been telling you, should I call it any better? Should I? What did I say? How long was I saying the only question for silver is it going to be closer to 50 or closer to 100 before the end of the year? And you can argue whether I was right or wrong, right? It was,
yeah.
Right? I think the official, the New Year's Eve or whatever, was the day, last day the markets were open, it was $72 and change. The day before it was 77, right? But I was right there. And I've told you, listen, silver's going to be triple digits.
If you just would have said 75, then you would have been a genius. Right?
I gave myself a little wiggle room, but it was called, here, ready, triple digits. And I'm not talking about 2030, 2035. No, I'm talking right now.
Yeah.
Now.
We could be talking January.
By the way, silver, 80.25.
Yeah.
Silver, 80.25. Up $3.70 again. And I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's going to want it the second I tell you there's none available. That's what it always is, and it's coming. Premiums up again today. It is, and I've been warning you, I've been telling you it's coming. Listen, U.S. Silver Eagles, $1,895. This may be, I don't know, could be the very last day below 1,900. Silver is going to be, Silver Eagles are going to be $2,000 plus very, very soon. Why? Because I said so? No. No, not because I said so. Because this is called supply and demand. And when you keep the printing presses running, right, think about this. What is Japan doing right now? Oh, they elected a new prime minister. Oh, yeah, what did she do? Oh, let's spend money.
Yeah. You know how close we are to $100 silver, Joe, is if we average silver going up $2 a day for 10 days, we're at $100 silver. Let's say silver goes down $2 tomorrow, then it goes up $4 the next day. That's $2 up average per day. So we just have 10 business days up an average of $2 a day, which suddenly doesn't seem remarkable. A year ago that would be crazy. And you have $100 silver in January. This month.
$4 away. We're $4 away, give or take, from $2,000 a roll of silver. Right, silver's up $3.69 today. If it's up $3.69 tomorrow, okay, well, might as well just call it $2,000 a roll. Here's the thing, because I get it. I think a lot of you out there, by the way, if you want to sell, call. We'd love to buy it. I'm the only one out there, and I sit there and I see all these people. I went to my local coach store, they're $15 under spot, not us. We'll buy it. Here's the thing. Not stopping at 100. Not even close. Matter of fact, listen, for most of the world, silver's already $100. You are getting a gift. This is like free saving. Now, here's your choice. Ready? You can keep it in the bank. By the way, IRAs. Yeah, I know, but you're like, oh, look at my IRA is doing pretty good. Is it doubled in the last year? No. Well, you're missing. You can keep money in the bank. How's that been working for you so far? Every day, holy smoke, got to buy tires. Got to buy a car battery. You see how expensive a car battery is now?
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a texter asking what is gold spot. So yeah, if you missed it early in the first segment, at the moment,
did I not say it?
No, you probably did. You probably did, but I guess these numbers need to be spoken more than once per broadcast. I guess I got 44.82 for spot. What do you got, Joe? For gold spot,
I got 44.85. Same thing. Yeah.
So there you go. Silver 80.40.
I probably just need to hit the refresh.
Silver's still going
and
up.
Again, I want to say this. Sorry, let me get to where I need
$80.40 on silver.
When it comes to, remember, when it comes to the price, TV in the United States, if you're getting your gold and silver price from the television, that is a paper contract. And I want to tell you that we've got a really bad situation where the paper contract, by the way, on TV is March. 1,000 ounce of silver, and we have what was called backwardation in the market. That is bad. Okay, kind of like reverse repo good, repo bad, same thing. Where the spot price is more than the future price. And that just tells you there is huge, huge pressure in the lack of physical inventory that people will pay more for it today than just waiting 60 days. Let me wait 60 days. I can pay less. No. Nope, I'm not waiting 60 days. No way. Why not? Why wouldn't you wait 60 days? I mean, I get, because let's face it, if you're a big Samsung, they make sure, well, gosh, I don't need 100,000 ounces of silver tomorrow. I've already got that planned in my stuff, right? They plan out well ahead of time. Here's what the market's telling everybody. Guys, we may not have physical silver later this year. That's real. What does that mean? Well, I know that you said that you needed 100,000 ounces of silver, and I know you bought a contract for the 100,000 ounces that we promised to deliver to you in March or May, right, or August. We don't have it, but I have a contract, so go get it. Well, let me tell you about that contract. They got this thing called the fine print. You know what that fine print says? It says that if I can't deliver it, I can force you to take the cash. Now think about it. It's one thing if you're an investor, right? Okay, Jason, I know you bought a 1,000-ounce contract and you want your 1,000 ounces of silver. You want your silver bar delivered to you. Sorry. Here's a check instead.
Yep.
Right, for whatever the spot price of silver is at that time.
Yep.
Is Jason mad? Yeah. Is it the end of the world? No. Right? Okay.
It does force Jason. It does force Jason to go buy silver somewhere else, doesn't it?
Well, again, now this isn't Jason the investor. Let's say it's, I don't know, some guy that makes a living making silver rounds. that guy's screwed now. I don't need the money. I need the silver because I've got to sell it. How about, obviously Tesla and Samsung and all those companies. Ooh, could you imagine if they got told, well, I can give you cash, but I don't have the silver? 800-951-0592, and people are listening.
Joe, let me jump in real quick. Let me say one thing that we haven't touched too much, but we're going to have to start touching this a little more. But the silver situation is so bad that there are certain because Joe was just, when we hit the break, he was talking about industries that need the physical silver, and this really messes them up. Well, one thing that some industries will be doing, because silver is so expensive, is they will move to copper. Copper isn't as good. Copper doesn't have the conductivity of silver. I mean, if you need the best stuff, you have to have silver. So as you were talking, Joe, you know me, I like to check the copper penny price. Copper's up, man. Holy cow, look at copper. It's almost...
Copper's had a new record high.
It's almost 4 cents for a 1982 or older copper penny. You're almost at 4 times face value on copper pennies. So it's incredible what we're seeing, Joe.
Yeah, and like Jason said, you really can't substitute one for the other and have the same result. But the problem is there's not a bunch of copper either. That's the problem, right?
No.
Copper's at a record high. Silver's at a record high. Okay, listen, let's talk about this real quick, okay? By the way, silver, 80.50. You heard me. Yeah. Well, what happened to 80.25? That's gone. We're 9 cents away from silver being up $4. And again, where do I see it? On 150. I'm trying to be conservative.
I got 402. I got 402. It's already up over 4.
Yeah. Well, guess what? 421, 80.76, just like that. Listen.
Wow.
That means I got to raise prices. Okay, but I'm not going to right now. 18.95 on Silver Eagles. This may be your last shot below 1,900. Maybe your last shot below 2,000. Half dollar roll, $615. Quarter, $610. Dimes at $305. 5-ounce silver bars, $445. You want to save some money? Silver round rolls of 20, $18.10. There will be no silver any day. I don't know the day. I don't know. I know this morning I came in. Oh, Joe, all the silver you buy from us, you got to pay me more. And oh, by the way, we're out of this, and we're out of that. We're out of this, we're out of that. Here's the 3 things that you can buy. You buy Silver Eagles, and we'll tell you when you get them. You can buy utility, a.k.a. junk silver. We've got a few bars, and we got a few rounds. That's it. Are we going to enter a situation in silver in particular where they tell certain industries you can't order? I don't know. Did they tell the U.S. Mint that you guys can't mint any silver right now? Would they tell companies like Sunshine and others, Engelhard, Johnson Matthey, hey, you guys can't make any silver outside of 1,000-ounce silver bars. That's the only thing we're going to allow you to make. I don't know. Why? Because if you buy silver, that means Samsung or Tesla or whoever, AI this and AI that, can't. Remember, the Chinese restrictions have only been in place, it's January 6th. We had the New Year's, the long weekend. I mean, really, ultimately, the Chinese restrictions have only been in place a couple of days. And what is that restriction? Well, you need to apply for a license. Why? Because what the Chinese are kind of doing is just what I'm saying. Who are you? We'll decide if we need to send you any silver or not. Remember, 70% of all refined silver comes from where? China. It is not easy to just decide, hey, you know what, today we're going to start refining silver. Oh, boy, and that just gets the environmentalists all fired up, all of this. How bad is the problem? Ready? The U.S. Department of War, right? Because remember now, they're not the Department of Defense anymore. The Department of War. They have now said they are going to take a 40% stake. Here we go. Government buying. When is this going to end? Fascism at its best. I mean, how many companies now is the United States government buying shares in? A 40% stake in JPM. What do? Well, yeah, they're a smelter. They're a refiner. Korea Zinc, $7.4 billion investment to construct a large-scale non-ferrous metal smelter in Clarksville, Tennessee, that will help the United States expand its ability to refine silver, copper. Listen, guys, I already told you, every U.S. refiner, every one of them, they can't take anymore. The United States, these companies, they said, screw it. They told all of the silver miners in Mexico and Peru and Latin America, hey, just send us the concentrate. We'll refine it. The U.S. refiners were like, oh, this is great. And then they were like, whoa, wait a minute. There's only 24 hours in a day. We only can refine this much. Yeah, wow. So now the president has directed the administration to prioritize critical metals. The Department of War invested $1.4 billion to, ready for this, the first U.S. smelter and critical mineral processing facility since the 1970s. Yeah. Whoops. I guess we did want all that stuff. We'll be back after the break. Patriot Radio News Hour. Wow. The Department of War saying that this new plant, which, by the way, the Koreans, they're fighting this. They don't want to be a partner with the U.S. and too much government control, but I don't think they're going to have a choice. The output of base metals, zinc, lead, copper, precious metals, gold, and silver, and palladium, as well as what we'll call those rare earth metals, just to give you an idea of how reliant we are on imports. Copper, almost half of all the copper we need comes from, and you can guess where. Lead, not as bad, 28%. How about zinc? 75% of all the zinc U.S. companies need imported. Magnesium, all of it. Nickel, 31%. Silver, 64% of all silver needed in the United States comes from imports. You guys are you're kidding yourself here. This is why I'm saying, listen, I'm saying 150, and I'm probably so light on this. There's people that have do a lot more research and are more knowledgeable than I am, that are laying out the case for $300 silver. They're talking about $10,000, $20,000 gold. Guys, it's pretty simple. We've got a problem. The world needs X amount of silver every year. And guess what? It goes up every year. Why? Well, this whole, I guess, whatever you want to call it, AI and all of this stuff, data warehousing, solar, electric vehicles, everything. Silver's in it. Copper's in it.
You know, what we have going on, you know, in 1979, 1980, you had a 7x rise in silver in just a couple of months. That was the Hunt brothers. We don't have the Hunt brothers today, but we have mega corporations that have hogged up all the supply. So the models I'm looking at, Joe, that say $350 silver is because they took $50 silver, which we're well beyond $50 silver now. But when it was 50, they said, look, we're going to have a 7x rise when it breaks the record. So it broke the record. 7x rise, like in 1979, would be 350 silver. It's like, look, we don't have the Hunt brothers. We have mega corporations that have hogged up the supply worldwide.
Well,
we're going to have a 7x rise. I don't know if that's going to happen for sure, Joe, but the model makes sense that it can happen.
You got to think about this. The Hunt brothers were investors. Remember my Jason story. Jason, the investor, here's your cash. We'll make you sell, right? No buy orders, right? You can do the fine print stuff. Samsung needs the silver. Tesla needs the silver, right? Anybody that's in the data warehousing, AI, solar, this, that, the other, needs the silver. Look at electricity rates. You think they're, oh my God. Electricity going to cost a fortune soon. Here's, like I said, not only do they need the silver this month, next month, the month after, so we know how much roughly that is. And guess what? Here's the thing that people don't get. I need the silver, whether it's $30, $50, $100, $1,000. It doesn't matter. I need it. Elon Musk, I'm making 500,000 Teslas. I need 500,000 ounces of silver. Period. Doesn't matter what it costs. I have to have it. And here's the thing. We know how much silver is coming out of the ground. That's simple math. And guess what? The amount that the companies need, forget about the investor, the amount that the companies need is more than what is coming out of the ground. Period. And guess what? At $80 silver, every silver mine that, hey, it cost me less than $80 to get it out of the ground, they're getting it out of the ground, right? They're getting it out of the ground. It's not enough. Then you have scrap, and you have this, and you have that. You add that in. Uh-oh. Still not enough. Well, don't worry. We had extra. Well, we had extra 5 years ago. We had extra 4 years ago. We had extra 3 years ago and 2 years ago and last year. All of a sudden, that extra is about out. And we still have extra. We do. By the end of 2027, there will be no extra. Yeah. Let me give you my number, 800-951-0592. Get your silver while you can still get silver. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back.
800-951-0592. AI says world total debt $338 trillion. Nothing to see. Guys, listen. Okay, I'm going to tell you. And I know. Hey, I'm ready to do something. How much gold, how much silver should I get? Listen, they're going together. I'm talking about, $150 silver. What's gold going to be at $150 silver? I don't know, 7,000, 6,000 to 8,000, right? And guess what? I'm probably wrong at 150 because it's probably more like 250. And again, this isn't wild speculation and oh my gosh, J.P. Morgan went long on silver. No, because we are crack addict when it comes to debt. Is why gold's going to continue to rise. Stuff like we did in Venezuela. Gold, by the way, gold, 44.90, getting ready to break 4,500. Silver, 80.75. And I would tell you this, listen, get some silver. If you're older, doing $1 million in silver doesn't make a lot of sense because it's heavy. It's heavy. But yeah, you know what? Are you going to do maybe 70-30 gold to silver? Okay. I can see it. Some of you are going to buy only silver. I get it. And you're like, I'll deal with the weight. But if you think that you're going to get, like take gold. Gold was up 70% last year, 70%. Silver was up what, Jason? 120%, something like that?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But you got to remember, the year before that, gold whooped silver's butt. They end up over the long haul being together, right? I keep telling you the story about big brother, little brother, but they're close. They're close family members. One's not going without the other. But I'll say this. I don't think you can do wrong here. $20 gold pieces are absolute steals. $4,650. Tell you what, I've got 10 $5 Liberties that we had bought from a customer $200 ago. I forgot all about. Jason reminded me. Jason, I still have been sitting on these things. Tell you what I'll do. $5 Liberties, $1,200. The first person.
Wow, that's a good price. That's a
great price.
That's a great price. I
only got 10 of them at that price. 10 of them at that price. First come, first serve. U.S. Silver Eagles. I am not kidding. I'm giving you a break because silver now is almost $80. Well, right now, so silver's moving here pretty quickly. 80.60.
Yep.
Price for Silver Eagles. They should be $10 higher already. So it's like it's on sale $18.95. You want a case? $47,250. That's a deal. Why? Because tomorrow, I don't know what day. I come in tomorrow. I'm sorry. Don't got any.
Yeah, that could be. It's getting slim pickings, man. It is. And
I keep checking my email. Because I'm worried that it could happen right now, right? So.
And unfortunately, all the selling that we were getting from our customers the last 2 years suddenly is not quite as much. You would think all of our customers want to sell at these higher prices, but right now everyone's deer in the headlights. Deer in the headlights, right? Waiting to see, Joe.
Well, I'll say this. How serious is the problem? So serious, the Department of War just said you're going to build us a new smelter in Tennessee, whether you like it or not.